is much more powerful.
I wish you were here. I really do. Love, Willow. What I just read to y'all was a letter written from Willow Smith to Tupac.
And these are sizable books. They're minimum 200 pages. You can download them absolutely for free by simply going to, for example, this one, you just go to getmymarriageback.com, smartrealestatewholesaling.com, realestatemoneysecrets.com. So yes, I am a 3 times author. Those books are out there for your consumption, and they are also available everywhere on Amazon, anywhere that you pick up books. So in case you prefer a physical book like that. This guy right here, he's been consistent. He had a few weak moments. Everybody's running with it and they want to drag him. It got to him. A bitch slapped another man for that shit. But it's sad. Chris Rock, my guy, ended up in the crossfire. That really wasn't for him. I agree 100% with that, right? But let's play this video.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help.
Whoa, does that sound like holding someone accountable? Oh no, Will Smith never held her accountable. That was a moment. Now, that moment that you saw there, see weak men, or men in their weak moments, because I actually like Poor Man podcast. Men in their weak moment always assume the worst case scenario, and this was his video. He's assumed that this was this woman again trying to emasculate. He's assuming the worst case scenario, and watch it. Just keep watching.
Help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Oh, she said I'm still dealing with foolishness. You don't say that to people you love, just banters. We don't do banters anymore. This means she's emasculating him. Again, assumption of worst case scenario as opposed to best case scenario. Why do you make assumption? You don't know the fact. You and I don't know the fucking fact. The only fact we know is that this couple are still together. They were holding hands together earlier. I showed it to you, right? They're kissing. All this, they're just all pretending, right? Because you don't know shit, right? You and I don't know shit. The only thing we have is what we know, right? But I'm making assumption of best case scenario. You're making assumption, not you, but you know what I mean. Weak men are making assumption of worst case scenario because that speaks more to their nerves, right? They can relate better with that, right?
No, because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just...
Now, to me, I'm not even going to say this is him holding her accountable. He's just playing along with the banter between the two of them. Oh, by the way, if you've never experienced that before, when two people are in love, they do that. Right, they throw banters, they're sarcastic, right? They're not arguing with each other, they are sarcastic, right? A little sarcasm. So some of you don't know how to play along with a little banter, and then you're wondering why she's showcasing so much masculine, because you don't know how to just relax, drink some water. Life is not that deep. You're too serious. That's why you're always assuming worst case scenario. You're too serious about life. Life is short for every single one of us. It expires. And you're busy wasting all of your energy on negative shit and negative assumptions.
Start roll. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch.
All of this, another man with his own house basically assumed that she's trying to get attention for her social media and shit. Why making so much negative assumptions? Oh, somebody said this is me defending Will Smith. No, I'm talking to you. You're making an assumption. I chose to make the best case scenario assumption. I'm looking at the glass. Oh, there's so much stories. Oh, the daughter wrote a letter to Tupac. Okay. Oh yeah, that hit your insecurity so bad you can't contain. You lost your masculine frame when you heard that. Including freaking Rollo Tomasi.
A stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot, can't you tell?
The day after her 37th birthday, I hired a team to orchestrate her 40th birthday.
Every man that has any experience in marriage have gone through this moment. You do something so great for her That's just not her love language. Why did they write the book 5 Love Language? And then you have to fall flat on your face to learn how to actually love a woman. Some people never get there. They just assume the woman is just evil. Oh yeah, no. We know 5 love languages. This is not one of them. I know, because you're assuming the worst case scenario. You still don't know shit. The question is, what is the lesson in this for all of us, the general public? Considering the fact that we don't know nothing about this 25 years marriage that's still going strong last time we check, right? The timelines actually show him as defended his marriage many times. This was, let's see here. Let me see here. I mean, they've had so many assumptions in the past. Let me see if I can show some of this here. Oh, this is where we should stop. This is terrible. Nah, oh Lord. These people, right? This was their 20 years when they celebrated 20 years a few years ago, right? The point here is that, listen, this marriage could be in a terrible situation. You're right. But you don't know that. The only thing you have is, I guess, August Alsina. The secret is out. Right? That's the only thing you have, right? There's a particular tweet here that I'm looking for here. For people who says that she's never really protected him, right? Let me refresh this page really quickly. I'm going to refresh it. Under normal circumstances, I don't usually, this was 7 years ago, right? 7 years ago, right? This is Will Smith tweeting about 7 years ago. Under normal circumstances, I don't usually respond to foolishness because it's contagious. He's right. See, I wish he really thought about this last week, right? But so many people have extended me their deepest condolences that I figured, what the hell? I can be foolish too. So in the interest of redundant, repetitious, over and over againness, Jada and I are not getting a divorce. I promise you all, if I ever decide to divorce my queen. Oh, some people's nerve just went in the negative direction when they saw that. I swear, I'll tell you myself, dumb people should have to swear Scarlet D's. This is how she responded. This was 2015. My king has spoken. Oh no, they're not going to show this. This is what they're going to show. Let me show you this is what they're going to say. Let's go back to what they will say. Let me actually scroll to Poor Man's Podcast, extremely poor submission bullshit.
Crushed.
It basically followed
Dear
his father,
Tupac,
the Kevin
I
Samuels.
know you are alive someplace. I think that mommy really misses you. Can you please come back? Can you come back so mommy and me can be happy?
This is one of the things that I fought Will Smith for. All this woke nonsense. It's okay for my daughter to write letters to Tupac, even all this nonsense, right? I can't really fault him, but these are the things that, because again, you don't get to control everything. No matter how much you think you're in control, you're full of shit. You don't control shit. You can only influence. It's actually better and it's much more powerful.
I wish you were here. I really do. Love, Willow. What I just read to y'all was a letter written from Willow Smith to Tupac. Tupac was dead before Willow.
So a young chick, she was young at the time. This letter was from a few years ago, right? And she wrote a letter to somebody her mom called a best friend, and you completely blow it out of proportion. Now, personally, I understand why that may sting you. I would probably not appreciate that too if I was Will Smith, but it's not really that deep. Why do you take life so serious? Why do you take life too seriously? Why is this that everything's got to be sad, negative, worst case scenario for you? Oh, you're not part of a community. Maybe if you see what's going on, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. I was raised in a village. What are you talking about?
Smith was even born, so they've never even met. So what is Jada Pinkett Smith telling Will Smith's daughter about him and another man that she's been with that makes her believe that if the other man was alive, she and mommy would be happy? It's obvious that Jada Pinkett Smith is the source of
the same repetitive talking points, just repetitive nonsense, assumption. Everything is assumptions. Am I saying their marriage is not in a terrible place? No, I'm saying you and I don't know that. You're making worst case scenario assumptions. I'm choosing to remind you that you don't know shit. Focus on yourself. Focus on learning how to build a romantic relationship with a woman. A lot of you are in a relationship and a marriage, you know it's terrible, and you know that we'll still find out eventually anyway. I'm not talking about poor man, but poor man, I don't know, he has 425,000 subscribers. He's probably speaking to the talking point of his followers, but I won't doubt it if this is how he thinks. Only time will tell. Again, results. Will Smith has been married for 25 years. They were holding hands together. You saw that. No one is willing to showcase that because that will speak against the rhetorics, right? Yeah, you and I don't know anything about this, right? So anyway, I think right about now, I think we've done a good job of really, of breaking this down,